Pat, are you surprised? Not a lot of overlap here. So in that sense, maybe this deal isn't at risk. But hey, not a lot of overlap here. So maybe this is risky.
Yeah, so as you said before, AMD needs to grow. When I look at its valuation, I'm sure Stacy will weigh in on this, it had to do something. Organic growth isn't enough to match the value of the company. There isn't any overlap, but there is in some of the markets that I can see this company getting in. I can see it expanding its foot in data center, but also broadening it in carrier play with 5G edge. And also in automotive. And I think the key part here is, sure, Xilinx is really big in high-performance FPGAs, but they also have some advanced SoC designs that have different kinds of processors on them, requiring a lot of different software to go into it.
And Stacy, these potential deals are always interesting, exciting, kind of get the juices flowing. But the more you have to kind of reach for some of these deals and say, well, I could see how they might, it makes me wonder, can they execute?
Yeah, so that's a great point. And look, this broke at like 9 o'clock last night. As I think all of us were getting ready to relax. And if I'd given the list of deals that I might have expected to break at 9 p.m. on a Thursday, this probably would not have been on there. Now, that being said, I don't think it's, as Pat was alluding to, I don't think it's that hard to construct a reasonable strategic thesis here. Obviously, does push them, much broader into the data center, and they have three of the most important architectures: CPU, GPU, and now FPGA. It expands their opportunity in data center acceleration, and it strengthens the AI efforts. It expands their efforts into the embedded markets like industrial and mobile. It gets them into comm infrastructure, as Pat alluded to, and this is a market where AMD is not historically focused, but they've now started to speak about potentially focusing there. And I'll be honest, like I've also wondered if there may be a bit of a defensive activity here as well. I mean, again, with Jensen and NVIDIA now buying ARM, is it a foil against that? If he can get that done and start to really even more broadly own compute in the data center, does AMD need a broader foil against it? And so that may be possible as well. So I don't think it's that hard to construct a thesis here. And on the surface, it's not as crazy as maybe it might look. And frankly, we used to see back in the days rumors that Xilinx was going to buy AMD, for some of these same reasons, back when AMD was obviously a lot smaller. So it's kind of interesting how those things have reversed now.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.